Namaste dosto! Welcome to That's Thai Dish. My name is Reiko. So chai mere dil mein hai. Tea is in my heart. So chai vakt, or tea time, is my favorite time of the day. And as much as I love masala chai, making it every day was getting a little bit boring. And as they say, variety is the spice of life. So I decided to branch out and try out some different recipes. And that's how Orchid Bloom Chai was born. So the big flavor of this particular brew is Santre, orange. It will contain both dried orange peel and orange blossom water. So it's going to have a lovely, strong, citrusy flavor. Before we get to the actual recipe though, I also have a little bit of an announcement coming up later on. And if you're a chai lover like me, I think you're going to be really excited for it. It's actually sitting just out of frame to me on the right here. But let's make our chai first, then we'll get to it. So, chalo, let's cue the music and brew some chai. So one of the ingredients we need is orange peel. And this is probably not a common ingredient that you'll have in your repertoire. So I'm actually going to show you how to make this. It's really, really easy. All you need is an oven and a fresh orange. So chalo, let's get that done first. So to begin, I'm just going to preheat my oven to 95 degrees Celsius on the fan force setting. Now to my orange, spinning move optional, I'm going to take a peeler or sharp knife and start removing the skin. A light touch works best as we don't want to get any of the pith in here, which is the white part, just the skin. Next I'm going to take a large baking tray and line it either with baking paper or a silicone baking mat, and then lay out the pieces of orange peel with the inside facing up. Just make sure everyone's in a single layer so that it dries out evenly. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop the tray in my preheated oven. Our goal here is to dry out the peel so we remove all moisture, thus making it last a long time and really bringing out those flavors. This will take about 30 minutes, so enjoy the time lapse. It's been 30 minutes, so let's take the tray out of the oven and check for moisture retention. We're going to do this by taking one of the larger pieces and seeing if we can break it between our fingers. It should make a nice snapping sound, indicating that there's no moisture left. Okay, so now that our orange peel is sufficiently dried, let's go ahead and get on to the chai proper. Here's everything we'll need, so let's get started. So I'm going to get out my trusty mortar and pestle, and we're going to start by breaking open the black cardamom pod because we only want a few of the seeds, we don't want to use the whole thing. So I'm just going to pestle it a few times to break open. Now I'm just going to remove the seeds from the pod. We're only going to need a few of these and it's going to provide a delicate smoky flavor to the chai, and we can save the rest for next time. Now we'll mortar up the rest of our whole spices, starting with 6 cardamom pods, 2 to 3 centimeters of cinnamon stick, 2 to 3 pieces of the dried orange peel, 1 star anise, and about 4 to 6 seeds from the black cardamom pod. Now let's introduce the pestle to the mortar and start, careful there, and start breaking up all of the bits. Once everything's nicely crushed, I'm going to start using a circular motion to grind it all into a powder. And with that, our whole spices are ready, and it already smells incredible. Lastly, I'm going to take my knob of ginger and with a knife just carefully remove the peel. Our preparation is done, so I'm going to go over to the stovetop and place down my milk pan and pour in the crushed whole spices. Give them a little bit of a shake to distribute them on the bottom of the pan, and now we'll set the heat to medium. Dry roasting the spices will bring out their flavor. So while that's roasting away, we're going to take our knob of ginger back into our mortar and pestle and then crush it real good. Our spices are well roasted, so let's cool everything down with a cup of water and a cup of milk. Full cream here will work best as the flavors from the spices are going to bind to the fat molecules in the milk, resulting in a lovely strong chai. And let's now add in our clump of pestled ginger. Better grab something to stir with, so I'll get my trusty yellow chai spoon. Yes, I have a spoon just for chai. Now let's give everything a real good mix with said spoon and then leave it until it boils. As you can see, it's now foaming around the edges and starting to grow in size, so it's a good time to switch the heat to low to stop it overboiling. I'll just give it a quick stir just to remove the foam from the top, and now I'm going to leave it simmering for a total of 6 minutes. See you soon! You can see that the spices are brilliantly binded to the milk. So let's add in our sweetener. I'm using raw sugar and I'm going to add 3 teaspoons because I like it sweet. 1.5 teaspoons of tea leaves. I'm using Wagh Bakri. You can get it from an Indian grocer. It comes in a large orange container. And our last ingredient, 3 teaspoons of orange blossom water. It has a beautiful citrus flavor, but I also love the delicate floral notes. Let's give everything a good stir to make sure that the tea disperses its flavors throughout. We want to simmer our chai for about 4 minutes or so for the tea to infuse. Though usually I judge this by color. We're looking for a lovely sort of caramel shade. Yep, that's the color we're after. One last step is to double boil the chai. We're going to do this by bringing the heat back up to medium. It's going to yield a lovely creamier texture. Want to let it overboil until it almost jumps out of the pot and then quickly reduce the heat back to low. Once it's reduced back down to a simmer, hit it again with medium heat until it overboils a second time, and this time turn off the heat. So let's serve. I'm using these cute little marigold kulhad. So using my strainer, I'm going to strain the tea into the kulhad. So you want to try and do this from a bit of a height because that will further add that pleasant creamy texture to our chai. It gives it some nice bubbles too. So this made enough chai to fill the kulhad twice, or it would also be enough for 1 mug. Keep in mind if you're doubling this recipe to make it for friends that it will take a little bit longer to boil, and you'll also have less reduction because there'll be less evaporation in the volume. So usually when I double, I don't quite double the milk and the water, I do a little bit less. I'll stick the pot back on the stovetop because I'm going to reheat it before I pour my second kulhad. Chai vakte! Alright, we're back and the brewing is done, so I present to you Orchid Bloom Chai. Oh, and it has such an amazing aroma. I'm getting the tea, the cinnamon, and that lovely floral note from the orange blossom water. It smells so revitalizing. So, as per usual, I've made my ginger cookies, which is perfect for chai vakt in my opinion. There is also a recipe for this. So, let's go ahead and give it a try, shall we? Okay. That first sip of chai is always so incredible. It's relaxing, it's revitalizing, it's soothing. This is why this is absolutely my favorite drink. It's just an amazing concoction, to be honest. Definitely one of my favorites, and I hope you like it too. I almost forgot my special announcement. Quick, back to the kitchen! Surprise! So, this is the big reveal. I went ahead and created this artwork here. You might know from my previous videos that I'm also an illustrator as well as a bit of a chef. So, of course, one of the things that was close to my heart is chai. So I've been wanting to put together this illustration for a really, really long time. Finally got it done. It actually became a lot more complicated than it was originally going to be, but it was inspired by Chai is life. Chai zindagi hoti hai. And that's what I wanted to capture in this illustration. And there are so many little details here. For example, the patterns on all the characters' clothing is all chai related. Tea leaves, kulhad, even right down to the jhumka that the ladies are wearing are actually based on kulhad and teacups. So there's a heap of little details in here for you to discover. So I output the illustration as an A1 poster print and the details held up beautifully. So it's currently available to purchase on my Etsy store, Ray Creation. I'll leave a link to that in the description. At the moment this is only available for Australian residents, but I'm hoping to do a new reprint soon where I'll be able to ship internationally. It's also got this other really cool feature. It reads down here, need a life lesson, scan me. That actually is a QR code that's going to take you to my YouTube channel to actually give you the masala chai recipe that I've already featured on there. So if you ever do forget how to make it, you've got an option that's not very far away. So I hope you like it. Like I said, check out my Instagram, my Facebook, if you want to see more information on the prints. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you want to catch what dishes I get up to next time, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, Dosto, and Fi Milenge. I'll catch you in the next one.